This is the time of year when you should look up at the sky when it's dark outside. The annual Perseids meteor showers are back and happening right now. Joining us now from the planetarium is the astronomer Scott Young. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Rochelle.
Thanks for joining us. Now tell us what's happening right now in our skies at night.
Well, there's always lots of things going on in the sky that we often don't notice. Right now, we're getting into the very beginning of the annual Perseid meteor shower. It's an annual event that sort of starts in mid-July, and we start seeing more and more meteors, which are also known as falling stars or shooting stars, each night until it builds up to its peak right around August 11th and 12th. And so we're just at the very beginning, so now's a great time to start getting out and getting used to what's up in the sky so that you can see the meteors as they come into our atmosphere.
So what is happening exactly where they come back every year?
Well, so space is full of dust, and each little piece of dust or grain of sand that's out there, if it crashes into the Earth or the Earth crashes into it, there's a big collision, and obviously the Earth wins in that collision, but the little piece of dust just burns up in the atmosphere just from the friction of passing through it. And we see that energy turn into light, and we see a shooting star for a second or two. Well, there are a few places in the solar system that have lots of dust that have collected, kind of like the place under your fridge or deep behind the couch or whatever, basically planetary dust bunnies. And the Earth goes through one of these planetary dust bunnies right around August 11th and 12th every year. So as we go in our orbit, it goes basically at the same time each year. And not only is it predictable, but there's a lot more dust. So instead of, 1 or 2 shooting stars an hour, you might see 10 or 15 or 30 or 50.
Wow. And these are they really obvious shooting stars, or are some slower than others? Like, what should you look for?
Yeah, well, usually a shooting star lasts, 1 or 2 seconds and is very, very quick. So if you blink, you miss it. If you're looking down at your phone, you'll miss it. There's also some that are brighter than others. So if you really want the best view, you don't want to be here in the middle of the city with all the lights. You'd like to be outside the city, just even on the outskirts in a park or someplace like that. If you're off camping or at the cabin where the light pollution is greatly reduced, you get a great view, and you'll see a lot more meteors that way, because there's a few bright ones and there's more medium size or medium brightness ones, but there's a lot more fainter ones. So you'll really see a lot, probably 3 times as many meteors if you're outside the city.
So what's a good time to go out there and check this out for yourself?
Well, that's the downside. There are a couple of schools of thought. If you go out early in the evening, you will not see very many meteors, but the ones you do see should be really, really nice. So especially around August 11th, a few days on either side of that, the early evening is an option. The best option is actually around 2 or 3 in the morning, which I know is late for some of us or early for some of us, but that's geometrically when the most meteors are sort of visible from our part of the world. So it's a little bit of a late night thing, but hopefully that can work out for people.
And you could actually do this, have fun with your kids, and try to see who sees the most of them, maybe.
Oh yeah, it's a great thing to do as a group, and if someone will see one that someone else misses, and you can keep counting and stuff like that. My kids are a little competitive, so they're always trying to see who sees the most.
Yeah, you know what, Scott, I do the exact same thing. And any other things going on in the sky right now that we should be aware of?
There's a bunch of stuff going on in the morning sky. People are getting up before the sun. Venus is popping up in the morning sky, super, super bright. We've also been hearing a lot about what are called noctilucent clouds. These are actually clouds of meteor dust that we can only see sort of around this time of the year. They're usually off in the north, and they look like really eerie white-blue clouds that are very wispy. Mm-hmm. They don't look like normal clouds. And then coming up on just this weekend, tomorrow morning, actually, the moon is going to be passing through the Pleiades star cluster, which is a beautiful little thing to see in binoculars. And you can actually see the moon slowly over the course of a few hours move across that. I've got an article all about that on our Manitoba Museum webpage.